Good morning, everybody. Brandon with Burns Lawn Care. Thanks for tuning in for another video. I just wanted to give you an update on the Kohler 20 horsepower engine that I've been rebuilding. I ended up getting the pistons in with the new rings. I got the crankcase cover back on. Everything's good there. I got it all sealed up. I got a cylinder head here that I prepared. This is ready to get bolted on, cylinder number 2. Lifters are in. I put the lifters in. The only thing that's really left to do now is, put the heads back on, put the flywheel back on, put the stator back on, and miscellaneous things like that, and this thing is ready to run. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to film me putting the pistons in or anything like that. I was kind of just in the zone when I was putting this together. I wanted to make sure I didn't make any mistakes. So that's done. And to be honest with you, I actually did make a mistake. Let me show you. This here is a connecting rod bolt. And while I was torquing it, I over torqued it and it snapped right off. Well, you can't just buy one of these bolts. You got to buy the whole connecting rod. Or at least that's what I've seen online. I couldn't find these bolts anywhere. So I called up my buddy Ken from KLC. You guys have probably seen him on YouTube. If you haven't, I highly suggest you check out his channel. He happened to have an old parts motor laying around and he got me some new bolts. So thank you, Ken. I really appreciate it. See, here's what let me show you. Here's the broken bolt. Here's what the bolt's supposed to look like. So I got a new gasket set here. I actually got a whole gasket set for the entire engine. It came with the rebuild kit. So we're gonna get putting this head gasket back on. We're gonna put cylinder number 2 back on, or cylinder head number 2 back on, and then we'll go to the other side. Just a quick note, guys, if you're ever doing this job, see how this cylinder head says number 2? Well, it needs to line up with number 2 that's on the block itself. You don't want to put the wrong cylinder head on the wrong cylinder. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do this cylinder here, and we'll put the valve covers on. Alright guys, making progress. Both heads are on. The only thing I have to do is I got to go to the dealer and get some valve cover gaskets and some new spark plugs. We'll get those in. Then I'll be able to put the valve covers back on. My kit didn't come with new valve cover gaskets. I don't know why, but I guess they don't come with it. So a quick trip to the dealer will take care of that, and then I'll start assembling the rest of the engine. So guys, I'm doing pretty good in the assembly process. So far so good. I ended up putting a new stator on it just because the old one was covered in oil. And you know what? While I'm in here, I only want to be in here once, so I'm doing it one time only. I put a new stator on it. It wasn't that expensive. We got the valve covers on. It's ready to go. I got my shrouds on. We're ready to put the flywheel on, so let's do it. Alright guys, I got the flywheel on. I got the coils on. I cleaned up the intake manifold and my parts washer and got that on. All set there. Now, next part is I got this cheap ultrasonic cleaner from Harbor Freight. I knew the carburetor was going to be gunged up in this thing. So you know what? I just saved a step and took it apart because I don't want to put it on and have it not run right. I took it apart. I'm going to add some degreaser in here and let it do its thing. Let it clean this carburetor up nice. We get the main jet here. We'll get that cleaned out, get that where it needs to be. And then hopefully, once this is all clean, I'll be able to put the carburetor back on and do the finishing touches, putting the plastics on and stuff, and getting this motor inside the Mtsd. Well, here it is, guys, all assembled. I went to the Walker dealer today. I got a new muffler Unfortunately, I didn't have one. Got a new engine pulley today. Got everything done. I had to get a new exhaust stud. I just put that in. I put a brand new starter in it just because I had one. I didn't want to have to pull this engine back out again. So this engine's ready to go. We're going to stick it in the Mtsd and hopefully she'll run, so stay tuned. Alright guys, moment of truth. I got the engine in. I only put 2 bolts in it to hold it in for now because I'm probably going to have to take it out again. I hope not, but we'll see. I didn't put the air cleaner on in case I got to adjust anything in the carburetor. But everything's hooked up. We'll see if she fires. Give it a little throttle here. Come on, baby. Itself over. It needs a needle and seat. I reused the old one, but it's either that or the float sticking in the carburetor, one or the other. Stuff, guys. I expected it. I knew we were going to have carburetor problems. Not a big deal. I'll pull it apart and clean it. This is what happens, though. You know, you got to be prepared for stuff like this. It's expected when you're doing heavy engine work and stuff, you know. Yeah, it doesn't even want to idle. Yeah, the float's sticking. Well, it's expected, guys. You know, stuff like this happens. Not a big deal. At least the motor runs. Motor's skipping right now because, you know, the carburetor issue that it's got. So once I work that kink out, I think this motor will be okay. So yeah, it was awesome to build it. Had a lot of fun. Learned a lot. Ken, shout out to you. Ken from KLC, he's great. He's helped me tremendously on this thing. I really appreciate all your help, Ken. And, you know, that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you on the next video, hopefully with an update, and this thing should be running good. And hopefully we're out mowing grass with it. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.